Ok, si pueden prender por favor todo su equipo de interpretación. If you have interpretation equipment, please turn it on so we're going to get started. Si tienen equipo de interpretación, por favor de prenderlo para que puedan escuchar. Gracias.
And can you get closer?
¿Se quieren acercar un poquito más? You guys can get closer. Come closer.
Yay! Thank you.
Check 1, 2. This is Franklin. Check.
That's good. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. In the circle. Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. We ready? Where's Lamar? Okay. Everybody ready? Speak to them.
You guys want everybody to be cool?
Doing it, brother. How you doing out there? Good. Find a new group. Oh, okay. Firing it up.
Well, wait, I need to go find Lamar. He's here.
There he is. Here he comes. All right, Lamar. Don't forget about us right here.
Folks, on both sides.
Well, see, they want them so they can film. They're having like a disagreement because we want to talk to the crowd, but they want to be able to film. So this.
That's what I'm saying. What if you? Oh, this is fine.
Oy, cuidado, cuidado.
Are y'all happy with this setup?
Sí, yo voy a mirar para acá.
Oh, okay.
No sé, tú? You're going to speak there or here?
We're speaking that way.
Okay, I'm speaking this way to the crowd.
Do you want to move the crowd over here, around them? They're going to be behind us when we do the signing. Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going to look towards the people.
Where is...
No, mejor I know. I didn't wear my heels today.
I brought the bad mic stand. It's dropping. Don't forget about me.
No, I got you. I'm going to just take it out and speak right here.
I would say if you want to help these guys, you could probably stand like that'll get them in there,
Okay.
These mics, you got to kind of talk almost right into them.
Okay. Can I start? start? Testing, testing. Do you want me to start? I mean, she's not till the end. Alright. Can I start? Testing, testing.
Monica.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm starting?
Yes.
Alright. Good morning, buenos días. ¿Cómo estamos? How we doing? My name is Rhea. I'm with First Five Contra Costa, and we are the proud sponsors of the East County Regional Group. And I have the privilege of kicking off our program this morning. It is wonderful to be here with you today. Today is a good day. We have been like this many times before. Sometimes in this very location, right? For 2 years we have rallied, marched, and testified so that Antioch children and residents have a safe and affordable place to call home. But today, we're not worried about another corporate landlord giving a $500 or $600 rent increase. We're not worried about children losing their homes because the rent is too high. We're not worried about Casablanca or Delta Pines community being torn apart because of another rent hike. Because today we celebrate that Antioch residents have citywide rent control. And not just any rent control. You have the strongest rent stabilization in the county and one of the strongest in the Bay. Because of this policy, families will have relief. Rents will be in line with wages. Communities will stay intact, and Antioch can stay diverse and strong. This happened because of you. It was your courage, strength, and perseverance for why we're here today. You never gave up. You insisted and proved that when we come together, tenants, organizers, and city council leaders, when we put children first and people before profits, we can win. So give it up for yourselves, make some noise for this monumental policy. Se puede, sí se puede, se puede, se pudo, sí se pudo, se pudo, sí se pudo. Give it up. It took everyone here to make this policy possible. And there are some key leaders who led the way throughout the effort. So I'd like to ask you to please help me welcome from the East County Regional Group, Chair Medium Signs and Co-Chair Rochelle Pierre.
So good morning, everybody. How are you today? Good. I want to feel the same feeling that I have today. I am so happy to be here with all of you. So my name is Miriam Stein, and I'm a resident of Antioch, and I'm the chair of East County Regional Group. It's great to be here together. Today we celebrate something historic in Antioch. We are so proud to have rent control in place to protect Antioch family, and we are especially proud to protect children. We are here in Antioch. Or children have been way too affected by seeing their parents suffer the stress or not being able to pay their rent, or ending homeless, or living in the car, or having to move far from the community where they have living for a long time. We have been unprotected, with the landlord increasing the rent without no limit for far too long.
Far too long.
Is this fair? What do you think? Is this fair?
No!
Don't families deserve better?
Yes!
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 Yes! This is a victory. Thanks for each one of you to be here today together. We thank to the tenant Casablanca, Delta Pines, and Delta View, and especially our group is County Regional Group, and ACE, Monument Impact, EVACE, and many other advocacy for the advocacy and never give up until the end, and had a stronger rent control in this county. We also thank the 3 city council members, Mayor Tupper, Tamisha Torres Walker, and Monica Wilson, for the leadership and supporting the community by passing this policy. Thank you so much, Council. Thank you, Mayor. This is a true victory, and it's for all of us together. Together we complete this. Thank you. I will pass to Rochelle. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Miriam. Good morning. My name is Rochelle Pierre, and I am the co-chair of the East County Regional Group. I am truly excited by this rent control policy. Housing is a basic human right.
Yes, it is.
Today we celebrate that renters no longer have to live in fear of rent increases. Thanks to this policy, rents will be capped at 3%. It's retroactive to August 23rd. And all low-income buildings are also covered. We are so thankful for all the tenants who mobilized and marched countless hours, many city council meetings that we've attended, and all of this victory is because of you. Give yourselves a hand. We also want to thank our city council members who listened to the community, listened to our cries, listened to our needs, and did the right thing and celebrate this today of this policy being signed. So I am just so excited. And while we celebrate this monumental, historic event, the fight is not over. We know that renters still need just cause and anti-harassment protections. All of these policies go hand in hand. We must protect renters from high rents and unfair evictions. We must protect tenants from living in horrible conditions. We need these policies so that families can truly be secure in Antioch. We know that City Council has listened to us before, and we are so thankful. And we are hopeful that they will continue to listen to our voices, and they will do the right thing. So I'm so happy to celebrate this event today, this strong rent control policy, and we are celebrating progress together, so congratulations.
Is not done. And to get it done, we need this partnership with Antioch City Council. So here in representation, please help me welcome Mayor Lamar Thorpe.
Okie dokie. Well, I guess I'll hold it like everybody else. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming out here today and making this a very, very truly special day for everybody. I have to tell you, can you hear me? You can hear me. Before I want to share some of my time because, I think as we continue to evolve as a city, we also have to evolve in our curiosity, intellectual capacity and whatnot. And there is no better way, I think, of building that capacity than to reflect. And so I want to share the mic with Jose, who will one day be the poet laureate of our city, to start us off with a poem.
Let me not put it down because I'm going to get confused which water is mine. I'm going to just put it right here. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. Monica, appreciate it. Tamisha, thank you very much for being. All right, cool. So, how you doing? So, my name is Jose Cordon. I'm here with an organization called Monument Impact. And I was asked to go ahead and share a poem today. And I'm going to be sharing a poem that I wrote as part of a larger piece of theater called Nosotros. And it deals with housing and family issues. This is the beginning intro poem to that deals with some of those issues. So it goes like this. And if I forget, I'm going to pull my phone out, so please forgive me, okay? It goes like this. They say home is where the heart is. And a big house doesn't make your heart big. Being houseless doesn't make you homeless. And being homeless doesn't make you heartless. It makes you a human in transit, in transition. Home is a place where folks listen, at least ideally. A place you can walk around safe and freely from threat and harm. But is that real? Really? When gentrifiers and giant fires threaten homes like Michael Myers on Halloween? Home doesn't feel like an escape or safe when police raids take place in yours as a young teen. So what does home mean? Can you taste it? Can it be smelled? Can it be seen? Can it be felt? Can it be dreamed? Can it be deemed not yours? Can you lock your door? Are you free to be alone? Can a hug feel like home? And what if home has no hugs? Tough love, overdue bills and no funds, an eviction notice on the door and secondhand smoke in your lungs that the breeze brings in from the porch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 empty beer bottles right now, father should not be approached. He had an accident at work, now he can't pull or lift heavy, and even worse. The doc said it won't get better without extended physical therapy, but they want an arm and a leg along with the wallet and purse. But at least I have my parents, even though mom's is always working. My homegirl's mom walked down when she was just a kid, and it's still hurting. Tell me, how do two young girls cope, and how much money do they need to survive when their mom blocks their door and says, you and I have no family ties? What do you trust when you realize what you've known is a lie, or at least partly untrue because you're undocumented and called illegal in the place you've called home most of your life? How do you cope with rent spikes when wages remain stagnant? Where's hope when a cardboard box serves as your mattress and the cops throw your things away whenever you gather a few blankets just trying to fight the cold? Because unhoused people freeze to death. In San Francisco, you can find $1 million homes next to taped up tents and nobody bats an eye. Inequity has been normalized to the point some say it's just a part of life. I guess the world's 2,000-something billionaires make up for the over 100 million homeless worldwide. Honestly, I don't get it. You see, I believe in people over profit, and you don't need to be Nostradamus or a prophet to see how ugly things get when the gap between poor and rich is left unchecked. I believe in people over profit. 10% of the population should not own over 70% of all wealth, and your zip code should not be a determining factor in the outcome of your health. I believe in people over profit, and I hope one day we can see past the dollar signs and place more value on the dignity found within human life, in the experiences of you and I, in the communities that we reside, and work towards uplifting one another instead of working towards the bottom line. Check to check, working 2 shifts just to pay the rent. Thank you, everybody. We'll check it out.
Well, I don't need to talk anymore. No, but thank you. You know, since myself and Councilmember Wilson and Councilmember Torres Walker were elected in 2020, we made history when Antioch elected its first majority African-American city council. 2 of those council members having to be proud Mexicanos, Councilmember Torres Walker and myself. And I've been blown away. I was reflecting on this morning. I've been blown away at every time we have a press conference, or every time we have a ribbon cutting, or every time we have a signing ceremony, I look at one of them and I say, this is a big ass deal. It was a big deal when we called on police reform. And we're one of the leaders in the Bay Area towards independent investigations, body cameras. We're catching up to the 21st century finally, and a host of other things, banning knee to neck restraints. That was a big deal. It was a big deal when we apologized to early Chinese immigrants in our community for having been banned from our city for over 100 years. That was a big deal for our Asian American brothers and sisters. It was a big deal. Well, it will be a big deal when Councilwoman Monica Wilson finally cuts her ribbon for the mental health crisis response team. That will be the first in the county. Will be the first in our county to do so. It'll be a big deal when we cut the ribbon for the old executive inn that will be transitional housing for our unhoused brothers and sisters in this community. It was a big deal when Councilmember Torres Walker cut the ribbon for the new Department of Public Safety and Community Resources to ensure we provide a one-stop shop for community resources in our community and finally deal with gun violence in our city. Today is a big deal.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
I sat on the city council for 4 years, and not once before I was the mayor did I say this is a big deal, because we were doing nothing. We were going along to get along. Well, let me tell you, to the people who feel, the critics who call us and say that we're shoving change down people's throat, what community are you talking about? Are you talking about Angelo Quinto's mom who's been waiting for change? Are you talking about all the brown and black and working class folks who have been living in this community under corporate greed? You telling me that we're shoving change down their throats? That's right. We've been waiting for change for decades.
Yes.
Decades.
Yes. Yes.
Today is not a celebration of just rent control. Today is a celebration of the reforms that are changing this city to make it more open and inclusive to all of the people in the Bay Area.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So for those who are criticizing, who have nothing better to do but to listen to rumor, innuendo, and gossip, come tell these people. Come tell these people right now that that is more important than what the hell we're doing here today. There's work to do. And we're only 2 years in. And damn it, on November 8th, Monica Wilson, Tamisha Walker will be reelected, and we're going to have 2 more years of progress. Some people don't like what we're doing because we're not stopping. That pedal is on the metal, and we're not slowing down until the voters decide that it's time to slow down. So send that message to the bloggers and the chismosos. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And I want to say I'm so proud of my sisters. My sisters. My sisters. We've stood together and they've tried to divide. We're not budging because we've got your work to do. We're not doing what we want to do. We're doing what you asked us to do. Y para que los que no me entiendan en inglés, no se preocupen. No se preocupen. Ahora estamos aquí celebrando no nomás la reforma.
Take your time, man. Take your time. Take your time.
Ay.
Take your time.
No esperaban con mi astucia. No estamos aquí nomás para la reforma de la renta del control. Estamos aquí celebrando el progreso que hemos hecho en esta comunidad, con este concilio ante los 2 años. que estamos en el poder. Estamos celebrando la reforma policial que todos en esta comunidad necesitan. La reforma del ambiente, una comunidad que sirve para todos nuestros hijos y ustedes también. La reforma de los recursos que vamos a empezar a dar a nuestra comunidad en el nuevo departamento de Public Safety and Community Resources. Las reformas, bueno, la lucha sobre el odio en nuestra comunidad, que ha existido aquí muchos años, que no ha aceptado muchas personas nomás por el color de su piel. Eso es lo que estamos celebrando aquí ahora. Y necesitamos que todos ustedes estén juntos con nosotros mientras avanzamos estas reformas, que está haciendo una comunidad más abierta para todos ustedes, una comunidad que escucha el dolor de nuestra comunidad cuando lo necesita para los cambios que son justos. Yo sé que el control de renta no es lo único. Tenemos más trabajo que hacer. Necesitamos más trabajo que hacer. Y yo estoy aquí para prometerles que vamos a terminar el trabajo que empezamos. Vamos a terminar el trabajo de Just Cause y Anti-Harassment Policy. We're gonna finish the job whether the naysayers like it or not. And we are committed to that. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor, for your ongoing commitment to racial, housing, and economic equity. And thank you, Jose, for sharing your talent and those deep poetry lines with us. Delta Pines and Casablanca tenants have been instrumental to this fight. They led the way to make sure that low-income housing wasn't included in this policy. And leading the way was the incredible, the dedicated Teresa Farias. So please, let's welcome her. And helping her to interpret is Cecilia Perez Mejia. Thank you.
Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo están? Mi nombre es Teresa y soy inquilina de Casablanca por 11 años. Estoy muy contenta de verlos todos aquí, finalmente celebrando la victoria que sí se pudo al control de...
Hello, good morning. How are you doing today? My name is Teresa. I have been a tenant here at Casablanca apartment for 11 years. And I am happy to be here with you today, finally celebrating this great victory.
Pues como todos sabemos, esto empezó desde mayo, que nos pegaron un papel a nuestra puerta con un 30% de renta, ¿verdad? Un aumento muy alto. Y yo estoy muy agradecida con todos, con los vecinos, que nos unimos con el ECRG, ICE, Delta Pines, Delta View. Hoy celebramos que nuestras rentas nunca más aumentarán más del 3%.
For me, this all started when we were all given a rent increase of 30% or more in May. Thankfully, all of us neighbors joined together with ECRG, ACE, Delta Pines, and Delta View, and today we celebrate that our rents will never go up more than 3%.
¿Verdad que la unión hace la fuerza? Llegar hasta aquí fue una lucha muy difícil. Nuestros hijos pasaron unas vacaciones que nos teníamos que, en vez de preparar unas vacaciones con nuestros hijos, teníamos que prepararlos para cada 15 días, ir al concilio a pedir que hubiera un control de renta por esa injusticia que estaba pasando.
Isn't it true that together we're stronger? Getting here was a very difficult battle. Our children spend their summer vacation stressing out because our plan every 2 weeks was to go to city council and ask for rent control to be passed.
Yo el día de hoy estoy muy agradecida con todas mis vecinas que se unieron y me ayudaron a ir a tocar las puertas, que asistimos a reuniones del consejo, hablamos en público, dimos entrevistas, hicimos todo lo necesario porque necesitábamos justicia. Y sí se pudo. ¡Sí se pudo!
I am grateful to my neighbors because during this process, we knocked on doors, we held neighborhood meetings, we attended city council meetings, we spoke in public, gave interviews, we did everything we felt necessary because we needed justice. Yes. And yes, we did it!
Yes! Yes, we did!
Le agradecemos a las concejales Tamisha y Mónica porque fueron una parte muy importante para esta ley, para que esta ley se lograra. No solo votaron a favor, sino también nos acompañaron en marchas y manifestaciones. Gracias también al alcalde Lamar Latour.
We thank council members Tamisha and Monica because they were a very important part of this policy being passed. Not only did they vote in favor, but they also joined us in marches and rallies. And also thank you to Mayor Lamar Thorpe.
Nuestros esfuerzos han valido la pena. Yo no hubiéramos podido lograr esto sin el ESG y los primeros 5. Son grandes líderes y han estado con nosotros en cada momento. Gracias a todos por esta gran victoria. ¡Y sí se pudo!
Our efforts have paid off, and we couldn't have done this without the ECRG and First Five. They are great leaders and have been with us every step of the way. Thank you all for this great victory, and yes, we did it!
Yes!
Yes, we did! Gracias, Teresa. Thank you for your courage and your commitment. It is now my pleasure to welcome another City Council leader. Please give it up for Council Member Monica Wilson.
Thank you. Do I need to be here? Here? Okay. But I can look this way while I'm speaking. So thank you guys for having me here today. It'd be very foolish of me to take credit for this when this was all the work, the hard work of people like you, people in the community, people coming to me and saying, Monica, I have a problem. There's a situation going on here, and educating me and making sure that we push for good policy. This was a long time coming, and I saw the hard work. You guys coming to council meeting, you guys rallying, not only rallying on behalf of your own apartment, but for other apartment buildings. Housing is a human right. And we on council, myself along with Councilmember Torres Walker and Mayor Thorpe, fought very, very hard for this day to happen. And this is a great moment. It's a very historic moment. However, there's so much more we need to do. Just cause, anti-harassment, we need to push for that. And we need to push for more rights and equality throughout our city. The majority on the council believes in listening to all the voices in our city, not just a select few. Those of us who come out here and walk with you, those of us who sit down and listen to you and hear your stories and hear your pain and hear your trials and tribulations and want to be here to help. Remember that. Remember who was here that helped you guys. Remember who is out there saying things that sounds like it's helping you, but it's not really helping you, not really here. So the three of us are going to continue that hard work. We're going to keep working hard for you on housing rights, for equal rights, for access to healthy, clean water, to access to clean, safe communities. We are going to stay here and fight very, very hard. I may not speak as eloquently and as lively as the mayor, but I'm speaking from my heart today. So this was a great victory, and I was more than happy to help fight this battle with you guys. So thank you. I'm going to be here to fight for you no matter what. And you all mean so much to me. You don't understand how much you all mean to me, and your support and your guidance and your hard work, your inspiration to me. So thank you so much.
Yeah! Thank you, Councilmember Wilson, for your ongoing commitment to housing security and always representing all the voices. So it is now my pleasure to introduce one of the amazing and dedicated talented tenant leaders from Delta Pines, Miss Della.
Hello, people, and power to the people. This is what I got to say today. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. I'm sorry about y'all name. I'm sorry. Let me get it right. Let me just calm down a little bit. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all of our representatives representing us today for fighting this fight for us for the tenants' right. I'm gonna come. And for we had a long fight of tenants. We had fighting for harassment and for all the family safeties and for Antioch being strong for the people of people being power for the people. And all I gotta say on that, what I just read, I'm sorry I didn't get the names correctly, but I know y'all know who I'm talking about. But I just want to tell everybody, we had a long fight and we fight it. And we fight it hard. We fight it strong. We fight it for all the people who couldn't fight for themselves. But we gave a good fight and we won it. Because it wasn't for all of us for being today out here, we would not have passed the River Patrol for what we fighting for. But we did a good fight and we did not take it laying down or sitting down. We fighting for all of our rights. And that's all I gotta say. And be strong for the fight.
Thank you, Miss Della. Power to the people. I'd like to ask you now to please help me welcome a council leader who has been in this fight since day one, holding it down for District 1 residents. Please help me welcome Council Member Tamisha Torres Walker.
Oh man, you know, there was supposed to be more people here today. But because we let politics disrupt progress and don't allow people to celebrate change, we short a couple folks. And so I want to say to those who couldn't be here today that we appreciate your strength. We appreciate you being on the front lines. We appreciate you being shameless in your pursuit for justice. And we know you here with us in spirit. I got some notes because people tell me that I should have them. But yes, so I'm Tamisha Torres Walker, community organizer and activist and city councilwoman for Antioch District 1, this district right here. I want to say, you know, the arc of moral justice is not bend on its own. It takes us to do it. It takes courage and it takes tenacity. It doesn't happen overnight. Justice is often deferred and delayed, but it comes when we come together and fight for what we know is right. When I reflected today before I came here, you know, what I got back was that it's time to continue to be bold, to be shameless, and to be brazen in our pursuit for justice and equity here in the city of Antioch. I don't just stand here as a councilwoman and a new homeowner. I was homeless for many years as a young person. I know what it's like to sleep in abandoned buildings and in parks. I know what it is like to eat leftovers that people do not want. I know what it's like to sleep in a car in the dead of winter with no windows and when nobody will open the door. I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck as our city governments continue to worry about their budgets while we worry about how we're going to pay our rent and feed our children while they use our tax dollars to not support us. You know, I think about 2020, and there a lot of people are right. In 2020, people did say enough is enough. Enough with not listening to the community and the needs of renters. Enough with your silence on violence. Enough with lackluster leadership that doesn't have a backbone to get out in the community and talk to people and roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty. This work is not clean work. This is hard work. This is hard work. This is moral work. And you all did this work. You did this. You know, the truth doesn't need support because it is what it is. There are people in this city government who care today who didn't care, not just in 2020, not just during the pandemic, but pre-pandemic. We've been here and we've watched the decline of this city, and not because of us, but due to the lack of investment in our communities and in our families. And you're right, enough is enough. You know, the other thing I want to say lastly is that voting does have consequences. And the consequences of voting here in the city of Antioch has equal to change. Voting has the consequence of change. And that is what we all need to be thinking about today, is the consequence of change. The change is constant, change is forever, and we all want to be a part of that change, right? People have said that there is more work to do, and they are right. There is more work to do. But we need each other to do that work. And no matter what happens in November, we, us, me, you, we are all on the front lines in this community for justice. And no matter who sits in those seats in November, we are going to make sure that they know that we are out here. We are not going anywhere. We demand justice. We demand just cause for eviction. We demand tenant protections. We demand investments in reducing violence. We demand investments in people to get them housed and off the streets. We demand investment in our families and our communities. I'm here with you today, tomorrow, and until justice comes. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member Torres Walker, for your leadership and for fighting for our community. Lastly, but definitely not least, please help me welcome another Casablanca tenant leader to close out our program. Please help me welcome Miss Yvette Collard.
Good afternoon, everyone. As a resident of Antioch, I would like to thank the mayor and the city council board. I thank everyone who showed up and showed out. I also want to acknowledge those who advocated on our behalf. 60% CPI with a 3% cap. A right to be heard with outstanding results is what we need. Rent control will keep families housed and together. Moving further, other motions will be presented, such as just cause and anti-harassment. But as of this day, April the 18th, 2022, let's make it official. Let's celebrate.
Thank you, Yvette. We are here today celebrating. Thousands of Antioch families have stronger tenant protections because of you. This policy took our whole village. We must remember, though, that our work is not finished. We still need just cause, anti-harassment protections as soon as possible. We will continue to raise our voices and work with City Council to get this done. But for now, we celebrate what we did together. So before we turn it over to the mayor, please give yourselves a huge round of applause. ¡Se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Se puede! ¡Sí se 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 puede! Congratulations, everyone. And now I will turn it over for the policy ceremony to Mayor Lamar Thorpe.
All right, thank you. Before we do the official signing, I do want to recognize some of our department head leaders who are here with us today. These are the people who do the work behind the scenes. So I did see our city manager, Con Johnson, but I think he left, but he was here earlier. And I see Rose. Yes, he deserves a round of applause. And I see our assistant city manager, my paisana from East Los Angeles, Rosanna Bayon-Moore. And for those who don't know it, you know, rent control required 2 votes. 2 votes. The first vote and then the second vote, what was it, last week? And it should have been an easy vote because it was done already. And it was pulled from the consent calendar. And it was pulled from the consent calendar. And I get a text as I'm sleeping in my hotel in Seattle, Washington, Mayor Thorpe, rent control has just been pulled from the consent calendar. Thank you, Rosanna, for staying on top of that, because that would have been crucial if it didn't pass that night. We would not be here today. Parks and Recs Director Brad Heffenberger is here with us today. And I could have sworn I saw our chief of police, but maybe it was not our chief of police. It was one of our police captains. Joe Vigil was here, but I guess he left. All right, so I just wanted to introduce those special guests. And then there's Dominique King, who's running for Antioch School Board. Thanks for being here with us today. Thank you, Dominique King. And Tasha Johnson, our new department head for the Department of Public Safety and Community Resources, is here with us as well. All right, so I'm going to invite Councilwoman Monica Wilson and Torres Walker to join me up here as we get ready to sign this. This is your celebration, so I want everybody to join us over here and stand here behind the chairs as we sign this and make it official.
Okay.
Where you double ladies at?
Come on. Okay. I get up close. Okay.
They gonna mistake you for me again.
Get over here.
Remember last time?
Okay.
Okay, yes, yeah.
Want to raise that mic up? All right, are we ready to make history in the city of Antioch? We're gonna make history! Have a seat. We got to do this Joe Biden style. Joe Biden style. Here's the ordinance.
All right.
This is ordinance number 2219C6, which will live in the city's somewhere it goes. In the city's record forever and a day, and will be cemented in our laws for quite a long time. So this is an ordinance of the city of Antioch, Antioch, adding Title 11, Chapter 1 to the Antioch Municipal Code, establishing rent stabilization regulations. Including prohibiting rental real property rate increases that exceed lesser of 3% or 60% of CPI. All right. And I just want to remind everybody, this law passed by the skin of its teeth. 3-2. 3-2.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
3-2 vote that made this a reality. It's official.